Hey Moguls, it's Dr. T here, and I'm just cruising along and wanting to share some upgrades with you live from Dubai, the place that I think is the most transformative place in the world to be right now, especially if you want to build up an amazing reality, feel a high frequency, and again, just get really transformed. And while I know there's like amazing places like Bali and stuff that work on specific things, this is about those of you who are really ambitious to both feel at a high frequency and build a high level amazing reality. So I just want to check in and provide some upgrades so you can be in your highest level of power and flow. And one of the things is to recognize that the environment that you develop yourself in is probably the most important thing that you can do for yourself. And we've all been taught, as I was from a young age, that just being wherever you are is somehow correct. And like, even if you feel it's wrong for you and the environment isn't great, whether it be in a city, a neighborhood, in a family, in a company, we're just like taught, like, oh, this is just the way it is. And then you're just like, okay. And then you adapt to it. And humans have this way of adapting to awful environments. And that's why they get sick and poisoned and they get dead early. And they never feel alive. And as someone that really awakened to understand that the things that I felt about my former reality in the US and in Northern California and in my home area in Sonoma County, as nice as it is for other people, it wasn't right for me. And I just want to invite all of you to connect with whether or not the environment you are in on any level and any aspect of it is correct for you. Because when you have your environment and everything in it being the way that you need it to be, it does most of the heavy lifting for you. And then all the things you're trying to create get created from a higher frequency instead of, you're in some area. Like I was in this area that's very low frequency in Northern California, even though it's like thought to be an amazing place for certain people. Everybody has their ideal environment that's in their human design system. If you don't know what your human design system is and your ideal environment, you can go to my website, theempirecompany.com, click on the human design link, and then that link is also going to be in this description in this video. But if you're not in your ideal environment, then everything you make, you can work your ass off and it will turn out in that low frequency reality. And people think, as I did, like I could just be, because I wanted to be near my family, but I was in a very low frequency place for me. And so I was just like doing everything I possibly could to build my absolute dream life. But the frequency around me made me have to work extra hard. It just wasn't right for me. And that can be a hard thing because we're taught just to stay where we are. We're taught to stay with all the same people. We're taught to just, most people live in the same zip code or near 5 miles of it their whole life because the environment itself is often so low, it just keeps you in it. You just stay stuck. And we're taught to be really afraid of going other places in the world. We're taught that the world is so scary. And I think the scariest thing is staying in a bad environment, which is the thing that has hurt me the most in my life. And I think it's the thing that hurts the most people. So if you want to learn your human design environment, go to theempirecompany.com, click on the human design link, and put your info. It'll tell you your ideal environment. For some of you, it's shores, which is mine. For some of you, it's valleys. For some of you, it's mountains. For some of you, it's kitchens. Some of you, it's caves. And just know that when you are in the correct environment, then all of your human design system, your own unique operating system, which you can also see by looking at your human design chart, will activate and go into the highest frequency. And when you are in a lower reality that is not right for you and not correct for your human design, and you try to force that, you will then have your human design system express the low frequency reality, which some people refer to as the shadow side. And that's where you get sick, you get poisoned, you get miserable, you get depressed, and then you try to medicate it, you try to do all these things, you try to drink it away. But it's a very simple adjustment to understand that wherever you were born, you came into the world. That was like your portal of entering into humanity. But every single human design system has an ideal reality, an ideal environment. And when you know that, it'll change your life, and you can move yourself to that place. And then all the things that you typically have to try to deal with and fix and spend money on, you won't need to do that because the environment will support your highest frequency. So that also tells me we're not meant to stay in one place. We're meant to be in the ideal environment that is absolutely perfect for us. We're meant to have the world as our home, not stay in one little place that we were born into, which was just our entry point. And when you put yourself in the ideal environment, you will flourish. You will be alive. It is more important than staying around certain people, because your human design system is built for a certain frequency. It's built to see certain things. So every day when I come and see the shore, and every day I look out my multiple floor to ceiling windows and look out at the water, I am elevating my programming. I'm elevating the expression of my human design system into the world. And it is a reality making mechanism that will make a new reality. So example, and I think a lot of people have this, I was born inland in a town called Petaluma. And it's about 20-30 minutes away from water. So I'm near water, but I'm not right looking at it every day. And that wasn't right for me. And then I was living in certain places, like when I lived in New York, and I could be in the environment and look out at the Hudson River, which of course my human design system got me to get an apartment looking at the water every day. That was incredible for me. And then when I moved back home to that Sonoma County area, and then eventually I was in Petaluma for a long time near family, then I was in Santa Rosa nearby. The more inland I got, like in Santa Rosa, the more sick I got. And I was like trying to be my regular self, and the environment was working against me. So we all know this stuff, but we do this thing as humans where we know it, but then we don't want to know it because what are we going to do about it? And I just want to say, if you want to be well, if you want to be healthy, happy, prosperous, and have a quality of life and longevity, it's important for you to understand your ideal environment and get yourself in it immediately. It's also okay if you want to work against yourself. That's absolutely your choice. That's called free will. And I just encourage you to know what your ideal environment is. For some of you, it's easier than others. You're going to find that you're already in it. One of my good friends that is in Santa Rosa is like a sister to me. She has like mountains as her ideal environment. So we lived in a neighborhood that is kind of mountainous. She's already in the right environment. You might find you have the environment for valleys, and you might be in the right environment. You might be near it. You might find that you have shores as your environment, and you might be nowhere near it like me, and you've got to get it into your life only if you want to be truly healthy, happy, and high frequency, because the higher frequency you're in, the better your design system works, and it expresses the top of your human design codes that are what you are here to do in this world. That's how you live your potential. It is impossible to do unless you are in the correct environment. And while I could say a lot about the people in your environment and all of that, the truth is when you get into the ideal environment that is your earthly ideal environment, you're going to find that you're near your kind of people, because they are meant to be in that environment too. They are probably people like all my people that are here in Dubai are likely meant to be near shores. And the more that I do their human design charts as I meet people, that's what I discover. They were brought here because their environment is shores, and it's just this beautiful Persian Gulf environment and the marina. And while there are even better places probably in the world like the Mediterranean, in my human design, I also had to take account that I have a lot of codes in my chart for power and prosperity and ambition and drive and helping people be their mogul self, be their top power couple, top mogul, build their empire, build their dynasty in the perfect way that they want to, not the way that the world says you should, but what is ideal for you. So when I combine what I needed in my human design system, it brought me to Dubai, where it's a beautiful shores environment, but also people that are very ambitious and wanting to live their dream life, which Dubai can really allow you to do. Very important to know there's a perfect environment in this world for you that you are meant to be in. And when you put that as your base foundation for your reality, the rest of your reality starts to come together very nicely, because your environment starts to do all the heavy lifting for you. And I can tell you, even something, for example, as when I have to make calls back to the US to just wrap up things there from my previous life there, and I'm living in this high frequency that's right for me in this shores environment, and I have to make calls to somewhere that is too low of a frequency for me, it actually starts to make me feel sick. That's how much that programming changes for us. So the world is becoming more of a fluid place, as you can see. The Airbnb world has made it so we can be anywhere in the world, and we can actually move around into different places and check them out. And I just really encourage you at this point in your life to trust that putting yourself in your ideal environment, no matter where you were born and where you are now, is one of the most empowering, greatest, transformational, and revolutionary things you can do for yourself. I'm inviting you to that. You are welcome to do that. And again, check out the human design links here in the description and see what your environment is and start to explore that. That's your invitation. All right, moguls, I thank you for tuning in, and I'm hoping this was a great upgrade for you. I would really love it if you would subscribe, like this video, so that other people can get this information who need it, who may be absolutely deteriorating in the wrong environment, and you can simply help them by letting YouTube know that this is valuable information. And then it lets me know that I am supported to make more of it, to create more transformation for people like all of us and people who really, really need it, because we should be taught this in school. And since we're not, this is literally reality school. That's what I'm doing. So thank you for supporting it, and I look forward to sharing more upgrades, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.